Hi, this is Bruce Charles. I'd like to spend just a few minutes presenting a short story about happy people and desks and tables and chairs and cabinets. I'm an announcer at WHK in Cleveland. We happen to be the oldest station in the state. And up until a few months ago, we looked like the oldest station in the world. For years, 1420 cooked along, providing Greater Cleveland with entertainment and information. And as in all things, change was to come, both in our sound and our way of working. No longer was a roll-top desk and a high-top bookkeeper's stool and a couple of card tables adequate. Let's let WHK's general manager, Jack Thayer, tell the story.
I arrived in Cleveland in October of last year, and after spending a few weeks in examining the work procedures, I then finally had enough nerve to bring my wife down to see our offices and our studios. After one look, my wife said, "Why don't you quit?" Well, that's the kind of problem we were in at WHK. After 9 years in this location and a year and a half of busy, industrious people trying to create a new, modern, bright, and colorful sound for WHK radio, I felt it was about time to do something to make the workload a little lighter. A little lighter, a little brighter, modern, and colorful, just like WHK. Well, I bit off more than I could chew because I found out in a hurry that picking office furniture for as large a place as ours is not an easy job. I tried to delegate it at first by having my business manager and our sales manager and other people on the staff visit different furniture stores, and they came back with that worried, hangdog look as if to say, "It can't be done. There is nothing we can do to brighten up the place." We looked at brochures, we looked at printed matter, we looked at price lists, and of course I started to worry as soon as I saw the price lists. But then, upon the recommendation of a friend, we visited Ohio Desk, and the job was really over. For the first time in our life, we felt that our problem was really their problem. They stepped in, advised us, helped us, counseled us, and recommended what we should do to give WHK offices that new, modern, bright, colorful look we had in mind at the time. Oh boy, then we started thinking about prices again. So after examining some of their furniture, we decided that, well, maybe it couldn't be done. But suddenly, we fell in love. We fell in love with Steelcase at Ohio Desk. It was love at first sight. We were so enthused about the idea that we brought down our sales manager, our business manager, and said, "Take a look at this. Sit behind this chair. How the gals like this?" And, of course, they had the same enthusiasm about it that we did.
Gee, gosh, wow, and holy smoke.
Hey, wait a minute. Not yet, Sandy. That was Sandra Parks. She's our program girl Friday. I told her she could express her opinion about our new office furniture. Sandy, I'm not quite ready for your bit yet, okay? Yes, we all felt enthusiasm, folks, and that's a fact. Now, Jack mentioned Steelcase. The Ohio Desk representative can tell you what that is specifically. I can say that's a gorgeous cross between modern office beauty and a functional design for working furniture. In case you don't know, Steelcase is made of metal, and it's tough. But it's not the old-fashioned kind of metal furniture that you automatically think of. No, this stuff has class. It's sectional furniture, and it can be hooked together any way you want. Each office can be custom built to suit the job or the individual. The type I'm talking about is bamboo and white, although I understand you can get it in any color combination you want, or nearly any combination. White Formica tops, bamboo drawer and cabinet units, and ebony uprights. You know, when you stop to think of how much time you spend in an office, it's a wonder we're not all more conscious of the kind of furniture we have at WHK. Now, perhaps you've seen some of the television commercials that sell mattresses. The line goes something like, "Your mattress is the most important and used piece of furniture in your house. You spend an average of 8 hours a day in it." Well, according to modern-day habits, a lot of us spend a lot more time than that sitting at our desks. Isn't that right? Fact is, you could settle for the statement, "I spend a third of my life behind my desk." Now, here's a gal who hasn't spent a third of her life there. She hasn't lived that long. But she's pretty, and she's got a tough job. Here's Dolores Simcoe, and I'd like you to hear what she says about her new office.
I work in the sales department as secretary to the sales manager and 4 busy salesmen. As you can imagine, they keep me pretty busy typing and keeping track of their orders, contracts, and correspondence. From this, you can expect that I have one of the busiest jobs at the station. I'd like to say that my new Steelcase furniture has been more than a help to me. It's enabled me to bring order to a job that has been almost chaos and confusion. My letter file and paper and stationery file is right at my fingertips. The L-shaped arrangement of my desk and typewriter stand makes my work as easy as swiveling my chair from one work area to another. I've honestly never had such a convenient desk before. Of course, Ohio Desk can be thanked for providing us with a colorful desk finish, too. It brightens my work and makes my days so much more pleasant.
Dee mentions the L-shaped arrangement. The basic unit of the desk can be either left or right-handed, with the typewriter stand complete with paper and carbon slot file attached. Thus the swivel effect, no getting up and walking around. Space saver, too, if that's your problem. Sherry Milner is Mr. Thayer's private secretary. She has her ideas about Steelcase and Ohio Desk.
The redecoration of the WHK studios and offices was much welcomed, as was the lovely new Steelcase furniture from Ohio Desk. I think the desks, chairs, and other office accessories should be praised for their striking colors and eye appeal, as well as for their utility. Of particular interest to me as a secretary are the unique L-shaped desks and adjustable secretarial chairs, which afford the greatest amount of comfort and convenience. Ohio Desk has found the answer to a day wherein more work is accomplished more efficiently and without stress and strain on the individual.
Sherry's learned to be brief, working for the boss. But she's right, of course. And she's pretty, too. She mentioned her chair and its comfort. She has the standard secretarial chair. Of course, there are executive chairs, occasional chairs, all kinds of chairs. In the newsroom, we use the same chair the girls have. I'll admit I looked at it with doubt when I first saw it, but since then our new staff has used them hard, and they've taken our abuse. And because we're not necessarily flyweights in Action Central, I'd say that we give those chairs a good, strong testimonial. I'll tell you about our newsroom later, though. For the moment, let's return to Jack and talk money.
Well, we checked the price lists again, and thanks to Ohio Desk and their efficient staff, we found that we could buy Steelcase at a price far less than we originally estimated for average office furniture. Yes, the boys at Ohio Desk can really step in, help, plan, advise, and counsel.
As long as Jack brought that up, I'd like to make it clear that Ohio Desk does have other lines and kinds of furniture. We're naturally enthused about our own selection because it suits us to a T. But perhaps your tastes or needs run to something quite different. The Ohio representative can give you the picture of the full line. The important thing, as Jack just said, is that they can really step in, help plan, advise, and counsel. Now, in any organization where money is about to be spent, you have to reckon with the man with the purse strings, the business manager, the accountant, controller, or whatever his title may be in your organization. Usually these guys have a little trouble seeing beyond the numbers. Let's listen to our own Bill Dalton.
Steelcase, no doubt, is the word at WHK. When we were faced with the renovation problem at WHK, we were not only faced with bad facilities as far as paint and varnish is concerned, but we had desks and office furniture of a 1922 to a 1930 vintage. We spent many hours looking at different desks and different makes, and probably looked at 6 altogether, but we were so impressed when we first saw Steelcase. We found that the structure was very good, that the colors were beautiful, and the utility factor was a great asset as far as the desk is concerned. I think probably one of the best recommendations, or among the best recommendations that we could make for Steelcase, is that in the month that we've had it, and so many times you have problems with new furniture, we have had absolutely no complaints from the office staff. Everybody seems to be completely happy. I think if I were ever faced with a renovation program like this again in radio or some other business, my first step would be to run to the first Steelcase distributor.
Gee, gosh, wow, and holy smoke.
Please, Sandy, not yet, okay? Now, as you must realize, a radio station never stops working. We have no time to even pause. The orders must be written, the decisions made. The records continue to spin. The phones, teletypes, tickers all go right on working. In other words, our production cannot stop, no matter what the reason. Jerry Spinn, program director, is the man who's charged with the responsibility of keeping things humming.
The desks are not only functional and efficient, but the manner in which they were installed is equally important to us at the time, because after all, radio stations do deal in time, and minutes are important. I'm very happy to say that there was no disruption of service of any kind. Everybody had a place to work. The job, the entire installation of all of the desks was done in just a little over 8 hours, I believe, in one day. The people that handled the work were courteous, they were thorough, they were efficient, they were everything that a good installation man should be. And again, Ohio Desk made it possible for us to brighten the face of WHK and give us a new look in town to go with our new sound. And they did it in such a way that we were able to continue with no disruption of service. They did a truly outstanding job, and they, of course, have my complete recommendation for any future work that they may do, not only for WHK, but for anyone else.
I mentioned earlier that the WHK newsroom gives furniture a rough time. That's the nature of our work. We don't intentionally misuse it, but we don't always have time to exercise care. As you might imagine, we have to work fast, and we do have our accidents. Our shears get thrown on table and desktops. Our ink runneth over. We handle smudgy teletype ribbons. Our staple guns bang away all day and all night. There's a man behind the desk in the newsroom 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We lean on those desks, sit on them. We've even been known to rest our feet on them. Once in a while, a cigarette is forgotten and may or may not fall out of an ashtray. As I say, we're not careless, but when there's a big story breaking, that story, and only that story, is important. I know that we give furniture the toughest workout you find anywhere. And the beauty and durability is still there for you to see. You're welcome to come up to Action Central and find out for yourself. All in all, I'd say we're pretty satisfied Ohio Desk customers. To wrap up my little story, our general manager, Jack Thayer, returns us to a very delightful time.
Well, finally the big day arrived after ordering the furniture, and believe me, it was like a circus. You have never seen a staff of 50 people enthused, excited, running up and down the halls, saying, "That's my desk, I want the one with this on, I want that, I want this." And the enthusiasm has continued, which is the important thing. WHK has taken on that bright, new, modern, colorful look as well as the sound, and we are enthused about it. I know it couldn't have been accomplished without the help of the Ohio Desk people. I know that it's given us more effective work areas. We know that we are more efficient in the things we do. We know the gals are happy. We know the guys are happy. And I just want to say thank you very much to the folks at Ohio Desk for making this possible. It's been the greatest thing to happen to WHK.
Psst. Okay, now, Sandy, it's your turn. This is the time.
I'm scared.
Aw, come on, Sandy, now.
Gee, gosh, wow, and holy smokes.
Colorful sounds on Color Radio. Brighten your day, relax in the night with Color Radio. WHK, Color Channel 14, Color Radio.
Now let me say one final thing. At WHK, we volunteered to tell you our furniture story. We received nothing for the making of this tape. We wanted nothing. We had a desire to help some very wonderful people who helped us. We were glad to do it. I will invite you, though, to tune us in at 1420 on your dial, and if you're ever out 5000 Euclid Way, drop in and see us. We'd be delighted to meet you at
WHK, Color Channel 14, Color Radio.